Alrighty traders, hello everybody. So let's get into the bit of an update across the markets for this week. And I want to share some things with you. Also, I really want to share with you sort of the one really simple sort of type of pattern that I'm actually looking for whenever I'm looking for a trade. And whenever I'm looking for a trade to make a profit, I am ideally looking for one type of setup that I am looking for in the markets for me. So let's actually start off with the good old S&P 500. Now, one of the really big things about your trading as a whole, right, is that we always want to stay emotionally calm. If you are getting hyped about this movement, like, oh my goodness, like there's a lot of emotions there, right? One of the really big things for my success in the markets, and the better I get at this, which is staying emotionally calm, not getting too excited. Like, oh my goodness, I just made the most money I've made ever in one trade, right? Oh shit, man, that was a big loss. Oh man, then that, but you see what I'm doing even there, right? As I'm even saying that to you, it's hard for me to get the emotion out, right? On both ends, whether it's like the excitement, like, oh my goodness, right? Or the really bad end, right? Or not the bad end, but the end of like, oh my goodness, that was a big loss for me. Okay? So on both scales, as you can see, like even for me, it's just like, okay, cool. That was a good trade. Stay emotionally calm. If you want to get excited, like go do some skipping or go for a run or go skydiving and let the energy out. Okay? But when it comes down to my trading, as you can see, like I'm even struggling to let a heightened emotion out whenever I think about those scenarios in my own trading, right? Which I've had many times. I've had the big losses. Oh shit. All right. But then I don't go down a big massive rabbit hole. I'm just like, okay, cool. That was one of those things. What I need to do, pick myself back up, keep moving forward. Okay. But then on the flip side, on the other side of the scale, guess what? I'm not letting myself get, oh my goodness, because I remember traders, I remember guys, I remember the very first time, I used to make around say $50,000-$60,000 in a year, washing cars, laboring, all that sort of stuff, right? And I remember the very first time I made like 80 grand in a month, right? And that 80 grand in the month really only came about, maybe in 2 hours a day looking at the markets, okay? And that's when the switch changed for me, right? But even like I remember like that happened, right? So I'm thinking about those times, or even making that type of money on one single trade, right? Which you guys, if you guys are not there, you guys can get there with some proper coaching and proper guidance, right? And proper know-how, because there is a lot of things to go through, right? And one of those things is your emotions, right? If you do need help around that, then you do need help with your trading strategy, then there's the link in the description there, guys. I'm giving away a free training where you can get access to the free training. Because I'm also going to send you a free trading course with that, and also you're going to get access to some insider live training I'm going to be doing for my list as well too. But also on the other flip side is that if you would like to actually get more hand-holding help, because you know that you do need some help with this journey, right? You're probably doing something wrong when it comes to the way you approach the markets, the way you trade in the markets, the trading setup you're using, your emotions, and all that sort of stuff, right? Which goes into you becoming a good trader. If you are struggling with that area and you need someone who's been doing it now for 20 years and figured this game out, then you're probably going to be a good fit for my coaching program. There's that link in the description there. Go click on that. You go straight to the application form, and then I will personally call you to have a good chat with you. So the purpose of me bringing that up there, right, guys, is one of the big things out there is staying emotionally calm. And like I look at my last trade that I did recently, okay? I'm actually on my last trade, I should say. Right, so race, right? This is the trade that I did recently. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trade, right? Look at this here. Beautiful, just absolutely beautiful trade, right? Look at this here. We had a real big breakout and a real big move up. I got in here, I got out up here, okay? And now we're actually getting a lot more of a drop through here, right? So that was my move from it. My trading system, all right? So not me guessing here. This is the reason why it's so powerful, guys, that you have some sort of a foundational approach of how you're approaching your trading, right? And what my foundational approach is, I'm looking for my setup. Now, I promised you on the start of this video I was going to teach you that, right? One of the big things I'm looking for, right, and this is not the only thing I'm looking for, is I'm generally looking for a period of long, extended periods of sideways movement, right? So long, extended periods of sideways movement. Right. Now, again, this is one of my 5 rules that I look for, okay? So I'm not saying go out there, look for this, but I'm just trying to show you one of the big foundations to this is a long, extended period of sideways movement. Now, on the flip side of that, when you start to overlay some good trend, when you start to get like a higher low up, and then you get this here, like this, like a long extended, right? You get that? That is my foundation, and especially if we can get, if this can be like, right, if this can be more like, let's see here, right? If this can be more like, say, especially like, say, a 3 to 6 months worth of this sideways movement here, right? Whenever we do start to get the move up, right? So if the trend is up, we're making higher lows, we're in an upward trend, higher lows, and we get this sideways movement. Whenever we do get the breakout like that, that is a high probability we're going to make a nice move from there. Now that's step number 1 for me, is the foundations, right? So I'm trying to share with you, like, trading is not about being lucky. I don't want you to be lucky, right? If you actually want to make 6 figures a year, right, at 6 figures a year, and then eventually join us on the 7-figure range, then, right, there is things that's important to do, right? So the thing that I do say to you is that if you're not making at least 6 figures a year from trading, right, you're not making 6 figures a year from trading. My question to you is that, what are you doing? Have you made $30,000 this year? If you've made $30,000 this year so far, right, then it's costing you right now $70,000 to not know how to make a 6-figure yearly income from trading, right? Now, I didn't say and how that really matters, how to actually really approach that. How does 6 figures per year really look like? It's not what you think, though, right? It's not what you think. It's not what, it's not 6 figures per year, $100,000 per year is not $8,000 per month, right? Because that's not how trading works. Trading works in a way, if you look at your 12 months, where that 6 figures might come over 3-4 months, and the other months might be slightly down, slightly up, not much going, right? 20,000 one month, 25,000 on the next good month, maybe a $45,000 profit the next month, and so on and so forth, right? Out of the whole year. But that's how trading works, right? So the thing for you is that if you don't know what you're doing, right, and if you're not getting the help and the guidance to make at least 6 figures a year and then eventually 7 figures a year, I bring it back down to 6 figures a year. If you're not making 6 figures a year, and just say, for example, you're not making any money right now from your own trading, well, it's literally costing you right now 6 figures per year to in order to not know how to do this. It's costing you 6 figures a year not knowing how to actually do this. And that's the reason why my coaching program is so important, guys, because I show you how do I identify high probability trading setups where I can get in here and generate a good $20,000, $30,000 profit from here, which I did, right? But the purpose of me saying that is that when you come down to this range of what I'm talking about here, is that not knowing how to identify high, powerful, high probability trading setups, right? Again, it's literally costing you that much money. So if you are on the sidelines of not getting help, okay, and you're just doing this by yourself, right? Don't do this, right? Because it's literally costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars per year, not not knowing how to actually do this. Okay, so the purpose of me bringing this up here is that this is the reason why Race was such a successful trade is because it meets my foundational rules of what I'm looking for, and that is trend analysis, a very big, nice, long, extended period of sideways, and they're very small bars, right? Notice how a lot of these here are small bars. And as soon as we get the breakout, if the breakout is with the trend's up, If the breakout is with the trend, there's a high probability we're going to make a very strong move. Then we overlay some really good trade management techniques to let the profits run, right? And then you have a nice successful trade. And sometimes these trades run on, I've been in trades that have just kept going and kept going and kept going for 6 weeks, right? This trade here lasted, I think it was, how many days did this last, right? So I got in this day here and I got out this day here, right? So we're talking, what is that? 13 bars. Right, so 2 weeks this actually lasted, and then the trade's in and out and done, right? And now I'm in another trade right now, and that's probably going to be a nice big mover, right? But see what I'm saying here? I start off with the emotion side of things with your own trading, okay? And then it comes down to trade management. And again, the number one thing I'm looking for is that sideways movement. And as you can see here, it's actually not that complicated. Because I know what I'm looking for. And again, I teach you, there's a free training, link in the description there. I teach you the details to the setup here. But because I know exactly what I'm looking for in a high powerful setup, high powerful, very, very, very high probability that it's going to make at least some form of a profit setup. And what is what? What is that? Up, down, high, low, long extended period of sideways movement, breakout, and away we go, right? So for me, guys, I don't really care what stock it is or what market it is. It could be oil right now. It could be the S&P 500 right now. It could be some of the tech stocks right now. I don't care what it is. It could be some of the cryptocurrencies right now. I don't care, right? Some of you guys are making the really big mistake of focusing on just really narrow markets, right? So I'm only focusing on gold and that's it. Oh, I'm only focusing on the Australian dollar, the Aussie dollar versus the US dollar only. Oh, right? You're limiting yourself so much. I scan the entire markets every day, or most days anyway, looking for opportunities. Maybe there's a setup in silver right now. Maybe there's a setup in race. Again, but my scanning technology identified this for me, right? So that's the reason why I found race. Plus, I also had in the watch list and so on and so forth. But the purpose of me telling this, guys, is I'm trying to share with you a few things here. Firstly, it's your emotional management, right? We just need to help that stay under control. Like, I made a really, really nice profit on race. I'm like, okay, cool, on to the next, which I am. I'm actually in a trade right now, and it's about close to, I think it's about 20, maybe 30% profit so far. I've been in it for a few days. So it's actually a nice profit as I speak right now. And it has the potential of being actually a really nice mover. That could be for a few weeks, or could be a trade that I've had this week, this year, should I say, where it actually lasted 6 weeks. But knowing how to keep your emotions calm and have good trade management to let the profits run, and knowing when to get out, right? Because for example, for me with this race trade, I knew as soon as this day happened right here, I knew it was time to get out. Because my trade management rules, trade entry rules, trade management rules, which is how to actually let your profits run, keep your emotions calm, and so on and so forth, right? And that's obviously a skill that's learned, right? You can't learn all this sort of stuff in one go. And again, guys, that's where my coaching program, if you do need some help, guys, that my coaching program is you're with me for 1 whole year, right? Every day for a whole year, where I'm really, really guiding you, helping you. And I am pushing that a bit more today, guys, because I don't want to see you guys try to do this, right? Because if you're doing this on your own, as I said before, whatever you have made or maybe not made, maybe you're down 20 grand this year. If you are down $20,000 this year, it's literally cost you $120,000 not to know how to actually make a 6-figure income. What goes into a good trader? How to actually approach the markets? What sort of setups do I look for? And so on and so forth. So, and then the trade management techniques there, right? So there we go, guys. That's a bit of a thing around your mindset. Some things you should be thinking about if you actually want to become a professional in these markets and so on and so forth. Me, I'm not. Most of my trades, guys, like probably 90% of the trades that I take, are just real good system rules like this here, because I know, and this has a massive, like we're talking over 95% probability it's going to make at least some form of profit. Could be 3 days, it could be a week, or this could be 2 weeks like this here. Could be, I've had trades that's lasted 2 months, right? So that's all I'm saying from there. So let's go look at the actual market update itself, and let's start off with the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 is still, this is very, 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 very strong, right? Very strong here. Look at this here, straight up and straight down. And so remember, guys, remember the big mistake that a lot of people make is stop looking for tops. There's a head and shoulder, John. Stop looking for heads and shoulders. John, there's a divergence. Stop looking for divergence. John, Williams percent R with the MACD overlaid with the double stochastic and the bearish. Oh my goodness, market crash. No, let's step back, okay? Let's step back. Let's step back. All right, remember, what you want to be thinking something that's going to give you a high win-loss ratio, right? Trading short for the last 2 years has given you a very bad win-loss ratio and maybe even small profits. Trading long, because we're in a bull market and still are, gives you a high probability of having a successful trade. And it gives you a high probability that if you are in that successful trade and you are getting in on the next leg up, 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 next. If you are in that, it gives you a high probability of having a big profit. So how are you approaching these markets? Have a good foundation. What does that mean? Just stop looking for tops. Stop looking for the crash. Stop thinking that, oh, the inverted yield curve, which is no longer inverted right now, therefore the market's gonna, therefore recession's coming, therefore market crash today. No, right? Market might not start to roll over 6 months from now. Just let it go, okay? So stop looking for a top. Stop looking for a top. If you want to be like, listen to one of the most successful traders of all time, Paul Tudor Jones. What does he say? He says, if the chart's going like that, I'm only looking for long signals. So if a billionaire trader trades, and that's something, obviously there's a bit more rules to the way that he trades, right? But if that's his foundation, like, again, if you are trading, looking for tops, looking for reversals of bull markets, you low win-loss ratio, you're probably going to be wrong a long time. You're going to get small profits, big losses, and it's a disaster. All right, so low here, we're still making a higher low here soon. So that right now, as we speak, that's what's in play right now. Okay, let's go look at the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq, the same thing here, right? But John, there's a head and shoulder formation. Not too soon, all right? But John, there's a shoulder, there's a head, there's a shoulder here. Okay, now, one thing that I really want to bring about here on this one is this. One of the big mistakes that a lot of traders make is that whenever they see a head and shoulder formation, right? There's a shoulder, there's the head, and there's a shoulder formation. The head and shoulder formation is not completed until we break the neckline. That's when you can be saying, yes, we have the head and shoulder. It is here. But it's not completed, because what can happen here? What is that? We can hold, we can rally back up again. It create another higher low, and away we go with the trend, right? I think there was one, let's see back here. Wasn't there one with Apple? Yeah, right. This is here's an example of what happened with Apple, right? Look at this here. This is where I'm saying, guys, like, you never want to, like, if the trend's up, if we're making higher lows still, yes, we may be forming a head and shoulder formation, right? Like this here. Right? Look at this here, right? So up, there, right? And then we do this here, right? There, from there to there. There, from there to there, right? And there's another head and shoulder formation. So that's a head and shoulder formation, isn't it? But remember, it's not a head and shoulder until it's completed its neckline, which may be somewhere around about there, right? Maybe somewhere over there. But let's actually take that off the screen for a minute. Okay, let's take that off the screen. Now, remember, I'm bringing this up here because I remember looking at this here, and this is a really good example of where a lot of amateur traders who haven't had a lot of experience in the markets. And again, guys, with my coaching, that's what you get, right? I've had a lot of experience understanding this type of thing. So if you're looking for a head and shoulder formation here, oh my goodness, right? Especially in the 2020 boom, and we ran up, and then guess what? And then into the 2021, there was what? Oh, recession, stock market crash, all that sort of stuff started happening. So you might be looking at that as a head and shoulder formation. But one of the most important things is what? And as long as we make these significant higher lows, significant higher low, significant higher low, right? As long as we keep doing that, the market's still in an upward trend. So yes, we are making a higher low, these high, and a lower high, but we need to break this low for this head and shoulder to have some validation behind it. Because all that really matters is what? It created a lower high. Because in an upward trend, we have a higher low, right, and a higher low. We could come down, make a higher low, then come up, make a lower high. And in this moment, who's still in control? Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Yes, we made a lower high, but in an upward trend, the most important part to this trend is yes, we've made a lower high, but we need to break the low. And what can happen a lot of the times, it'll come down through here, and then it'll continue back up, and then guess what? Oh, I just made another higher low, and away we go, right? Which, as you can see, it's exactly what Apple did from there, right? From all through there. What did Apple do? It went bam, straight up, right? Why? Because we're still making higher lows. So if you're making the big mistake right now, because you've read the textbooks and you're watching some people that have had maybe 2 years experience or 3 or 4 years experience and don't understand this one simple thing, you're not seeing the forest from the trees. And I've seen this so many times that if we get this point through here, low, if this low here is broken, yes, now we can see some validation behind a bearish view. Go back to the Nasdaq right now, and you see what I'm saying here, right? Yes, there's a shoulder, there's a head, there's a shoulder, right? Big crash coming? Well, as we speak right now, no. What do we need to see? We need to see a below broken, and until that happens, my thoughts mean nothing. Because what's probably going to happen? Just like Apple did, right? Came down, made another higher low, and continued up. And therefore we have a low, higher low, higher low, higher low, right? Significant higher low, and the trend continues. And on the back of this, what is the biggest mistake you're making? You're looking for heads and shoulders. And all I'm saying is that if the market continues to make these lows through here, which it is, and it still could be making a higher low, we don't know, it can morph into something else. But as we speak right now, guess what is happening? We're probably going to make another high low and away we go, right? So stick with the trend. No picking tops, right? No picking tops, right? No picking tops. Looking at the Dow Jones, right? What's happening to the Dow Jones? Very, 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 very strong, right? Low, significant high, low, high, low, high, low. Strong move to the upside, and then a big pullback from here. Strong up. And then a nice big pullback here, right? Down through there. And then guess what? Away we go again, right? So this is, and as you can see, by understanding this one here, remember I talked before at the start of this video, right? I talked about keeping emotions under control, right? What is that? What is that whole big thing about that there, right? What is that? Emotions under control so we can stay calm. And unfortunately, if you're focused on anything else with what I just said there, of course your emotions are heightened. Oh my goodness, this is the top, right? You watch a Peter Schiff video. He's always looking for the collapse. Market's on the brink of a collapse again. I'm like, really? Yeah, so was that here and here and here. And the market does that. And then you have these people come out with these YouTube videos to say, oh, market's on the brink of a collapse again. right? So it's not, right? It's not. Away we go from there. So expect a little short term, what I call this a little short term shake and bake, right? The trend is up. Look at this here. Low. Oh, it made a higher low. Oh, it made a higher low. Oh, it made a higher low. So what is your thoughts? Your thought is what? Oh, well, the market is still making higher lows, so we're probably going to make another higher low, right? So stay with the trend. Stay with the trend. Don't look for tops. No toppy, okay? Let's go look at gold from here. So gold right now. Oh, John, there's a big upward trend from here, right? And so there's a very, very, very big, strong upward trend. You can see this here from the weekly charts. Very big, strong upward trend. So all I'm saying right now, guys, is that just looking at this level through here, and then also looking at that level all through there. Right? Higher low, higher low, higher low, up. Now we're going sideways. Remember I said before about my sideways pattern? Now this one here is a much more small pattern, right? This is a small one through here. This is over the course of a couple of weeks. Is it a couple of weeks? What is that? 17 bars, 3 weeks, right? So it's over the course of 3 weeks. So if I do get something like this going on, and it meets all my other rules, then I'm probably going to go long gold again, because then this here could be then the start of the 3,000. Now, people say, "Oh, John, I'm going to get in right now before the break. I'm going to get in early." No. Why? Two smacks. One, you're getting in early because the market can do that, and then you're a little dummy because you got in early, right? I'm gonna get in beforehand. And secondly, it needs to meet all my rules. I'm getting in based off rules. What rules are you using to get in? Oh, this YouTube video. You want to be a professional trader in this market who actually makes 6 figures a year, eventually 7 figures, and then multiple 7 figures a year? You need to have some sort of foundation of how you approach these markets, not from a lucky tip from a YouTube video. Come on, guys, right? That's you want to be. This game is a big game. Multiple trillions of dollars in this industry. Multiple $100 billion funds are in this industry, guys. And you're not treating it serious because you just want to use a YouTube video like I'm doing right now. I'm teaching you some things here, but I'm giving you some guidance of probably what you're probably looking at wrong. Anyway, on the silver. So silver right now is at a do or die. Silver is do or die. If we hold here and we start to rally up and we start to see something like that, guess what? Oh, that could be the start of a very big move. Because looking at the weekly chart on silver, right? Looking on this weekly chart here on silver, I see this. This is what I see. And why I see through here is, remember I said before about the long extended period of selling? Look at that through there. So if we do start to hold here off this little pullback, then we're probably going to rally up. And once we actually break this 32 level, it is going to go absolutely bonkers. So we could be on the cusp, right? And I know you silver and gold bugs are thriving at the math right now. Remember, guys, if you actually want to make money, there's plenty of opportunities all around the market. Don't be so narrow focused. But I love gold and silver. I love to make money. So that if that's on JP Morgan today, because it sets up my trading strategy, I don't give a shit about the company. I give a shit that there's a trading opportunity that I can make money from. Like race, Ferrari, right? I don't know anything about the company. I just know I had my trading set up and I made some good money on there. Don't limit yourself, okay? Big mistake out there. So that's what I'm seeing there with silver when it comes down to that from here. The thing about the cryptocurrencies right now, guys, big thing about the cryptocurrencies is that this is looking really, 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 really weak. And it's so fascinating, guys, okay? Fascinating. If you are sucked in the Bitcoin thing right now and the crypto thing right now and all through there, it's important to learn some lessons from here, okay? What is one of those biggest lessons for me? One of the things that I've had to learn a few times in my trading career, and that is when the herd is screaming something, right? And that I'm just seeing so many people still focusing on Bitcoin and crypto markets and so on and so forth. If the herd is screaming something, it's probably the wrong thing. Unfortunately, most of you guys that are watching this video and most of the public are what's called followers, right? So you want to see everyone talking about it, and then you get in. What is the big problem from there? That's the reason why most people don't get it right. Because they wait for everyone to be talking about it, and then they get in. Surely everyone that's talking about this, and this professional with PhDs and more letters after his name than during his name, and right? No. Right? No. So, and one of the things you'll know, right? One of the big things you'll know is that looking for trading opportunities and also investing opportunities is what? You got to find out what most people are doing and then do the exact opposite, and you're probably going to be right. And you guys know, if you've been around the markets more than 10 years, you've probably experienced that a few times. Like, look at, oh my goodness. You may have even done the mistake of getting sucked into the herd mentality. Everyone is screaming one thing, but the exact opposite happens, right? This a big thing for here was what? The halving. The halving's coming. I better get in before the halving, because then the halving's coming, and everyone was talking about the halving. So what's probably going to happen? Nothing. The opposite. It's probably going to go down. Why? Because once everyone knows about that, guess what? The market's smart. The market is here to take your money. 90% of you guys are probably not making money right now, right? So I'm trying to share with you from an experience point of view. And again, this is what's so valuable of having my coaching here. It's because even things like this, when people start to do things like this, I can coach you on about it. Say, guys, stay away from this thing right now, right? So many people are talking about this thing right now. So it's time to stay away. I can not only help you make money, but I can save you tens of thousands, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars by staying away from markets you should be getting involved with. And one of those things is crypto. I have no exposure to crypto right now. So many people do, and they're getting hurt. Ethereum, down, right? Cardano, down. Everything is down in the crypto markets. Where am I focused on? Where have I been focused on this entire year? Gold, right? Gold has been my baby, right? Gold has been my number one big thing here when it comes to that. Why? A big reasons why, right? Because so many people weren't even focused on gold here. Oh, gold's doing nothing. It's done nothing but right? And then away we go. Still to this day, people are not really focused on gold, right? Because gold really hasn't been doing much. Right? What are people focused on? All this other stuff. So anyway, traders, that's it for me there. Oh, actually, let me just cover oil here right now. Oil, guys, to me, guess what? It's probably going to get absolutely hammered. Why do I say such things, John? Why are you so bearish on oil? Well, I'm just listening to the markets. What is the market doing? Let's see here. High, lower, low, lower, and we break down through here. Right? So what does that mean? What does that mean to the markets, right? What does this mean right now? We're probably going lower right now, especially what? Especially after doing, remember I said before about when we don't do nothing for an extended period of time, right? Look what oil's been doing here. Look at all this here. And what is that? That is almost 2 years of doing nothing. What's probably going to come? A very, very, very big move.